So I've been paying for the Claude Code Max plan for a while now. It's $200 a month. And for what I do shipping small side projects on nights and weekends, that's a real chunk of my hobby budget. Last month I almost canceled it. Then I found Goose. And honestly, the situation is more interesting than I expected. Here's the thing. Claude Code is genuinely good. I'm not going to pretend it isn't. But if you're early on a side project, not making revenue yet, and just trying to ship something, paying that monthly bill while you're still figuring out if the idea has legs feels rough. You want the agent. You don't want the burn rate. That's where Goose comes in. Goose is an open source coding agent built by Block, the Square and Cash App people. It runs on your machine. It's free. And the part that surprised me most, you can plug almost any model into it. Claude, GPT, local models through Llama, Gemini, Grok, whatever you can get an API key for, or whatever you can run locally for free. Let me walk you through how I set this up to replace Claude Code on a real project. I'm working on a tiny SaaS thing, a small web app I'm trying to ship. Nothing fancy. But it's the kind of project where I'd normally lean on Claude Code constantly. Step 1. Install Goose. Head to block.github.io/goose and grab either the desktop app or the CLI. I went with the CLI because I live in the terminal anyway. On Mac it's a one-line install with the script they give you. Takes about 30 seconds. Goose has a desktop version too. If you prefer a chat-style interface, pick whichever feels more natural for how you work. Step 2. Pick your model. This is where the free part actually kicks in. When you run Goose Configure, it walks you through selecting a provider. If you want truly free, you've got real options. Google's Gemini API has a free tier that's surprisingly generous for personal use. Grok gives you free access to Llama models with fast inference. Or if you're on a machine with decent hardware, you can run Llama locally with something like Qwen or Llama, and it costs you nothing but electricity. Now, real talk, these models are not Claude. In my experience, Gemini Flash on the free tier handles a lot of straightforward coding tasks well, but it'll trip on complex multi-file refactors more often than Claude does. That's the trade-off. Free isn't free of friction. But for most side project work, wiring up a form, writing a CRUD endpoint, fixing a CSS bug, there are plenty. Step 3. Add MCP extensions. This is honestly the part that sold me. Goose supports Model Context Protocol, the same standard Claude Code uses. So all those MCP servers people have been building? They work in Goose too. I added the GitHub extension so it can read my repos. Added a file system extension so it can edit my project. Added a fetch extension so it can pull docs from URLs. You install these by running Goose Configure and picking the extensions menu. It lists the official ones, and you can paste in any community MCP server you want. Step 4. Run a real task. So I asked Goose to add Stripe checkout to my side project. I gave it a vague prompt: add a checkout button that creates a Stripe session and redirects. It read my existing code, figured out the framework I was using, asked me which Stripe API version I wanted, and then made the changes. Created the API route, added the button, wired up the environment vars. It got most of it right on the first pass. I had to fix one thing: it used a slightly outdated Stripe method name, but a quick correction and it was done. Did Claude Code do this faster when I tried the same task there? Yeah, a little. Claude was more decisive and made fewer wrong turns. But Goose got me there, on a free model, on a side project where I'm not making any money yet. That math works for me right now. Let me be honest about the trade-offs, because this matters. Goose with a free model is slower in some cases. The agent loop can stall on really ambiguous prompts. You'll sometimes need to break a big task into smaller chunks where Claude Code might have one-shot it. The desktop UX is rougher around the edges. And if you're shipping production code under a deadline, the reliability gap matters. But for shipping side project income faster? Where every dollar of subscription is a dollar not going into ads or domains or that one paid API you actually need? Goose changes the equation. You're not gated behind a monthly bill while you figure out whether your idea is real. Here's what I'd actually recommend. If you're already making money from your code work, keep Claude Code. The speed and reliability pay for themselves. But if you're pre-revenue, side projecting, or just curious, install Goose this weekend. Wire it up to Gemini's free tier. Try it on your next small task. You might find, like I did, that it's enough for the stage you're at right now. And you can always switch back. That's the nice part. None of this is locked in. If this was useful, smash the like button, it genuinely helps the channel. Subscribe if you want more honest takes on AI tools that don't sound like a press release. And drop a comment with your biggest side project challenge right now. Is it shipping speed? Cost? Getting unstuck on a specific bug? I read every comment, and the best ones often turn into the next video. See you in the next one.